So, all right, my thought on the statistical anomalies, real quick. In 2020, after the 2020 election, there were so many theories on what had happened. And we at MacIver didn't want to discount any of those theories. And my personal philosophy on it was something didn't smell right. People knew that something had gone down. They didn't have any idea what it was, and they couldn't articulate it, but they knew something was rotten. And so we took all the different theories on what might have happened seriously, and we pursued them. And we're talking 4 years ago, so I mean, I can't remember all of them, but I mean, like things like, there were counterfeit ballots. So we tracked that down. It's like, well, I mean, there's really no such thing as a counterfeit ballot because the county clerk is responsible for printing all the ballots. So I mean, if she printed the real ones and the fake ones, what's the difference between a real ballot and a counterfeit ballot? There is none. So, and that's just like the first example that pops into mind because people are saying, oh, there's watermarks and things like that. And it's like, no, there's no watermarks. Shoot, what was the woman attorney that was running around with Trump right after the 2020 election, who now she's like completely against him?
Oh, here.
She was like running around and all those like challenging all the votes. I'll find her and I'll put the if you want to try to Google it as I'm talking in here. But yeah, she was here in she was here in Madison, and she was like just throwing out these crazy theories, and I'm standing there, I'm trying to interview her with another reporter, and she's attacking me like I were from CNN, calling into question that they were going to be able to find all these votes in Wisconsin for Trump. And but yeah, we took that all in stride because a lot of people, there were a lot of people that were throwing out theories that really didn't like the idea of those theories being challenged or critically eevaluated. But
is it Alina Habba or Jenna Ellis or Sidney
Jenna
Powell?
Ellis, yeah.
Jenna Ellis?
Yeah, she was deranged. And then like after, I don't know, I guess her and Trump had a falling out at some point, and then she became deranged in the other direction. Mm. But yeah, she's very active on Twitter, attacking him all the time, where she was throwing gasoline on that fire early on.
Yeah.
And then like all the different, and one thing that I learned too about like all the statistical anomalies that even happened back then. There's smoke. There's smoke everywhere.
Yep.
Smoke is not proof. And you could say, hey, there's all these people with all these weird last names in this district. You need to look into them. No. If you don't know that, these names aren't American citizens, you got nothing. So no one was producing any concrete proof. And so in this type of controversy, if you've got smoke but no fire, there's no fire. Mm. So math and statistics, unfortunately, there's smoke. We know there's probably a fire somewhere. But if we don't see the flames, we got nothing. And then the other thing is, when it comes to recounts, I know he's under a lot of pressure right now for a recount. And he touched on this in the video. A recount isn't an audit. If there were, 40,000, fraudulently cast ballots in there by illegal aliens, they're all going to get counted.
Right, yeah.
So,
I don't know whether the votes are valid. They're legitimate.
Yeah. I've never seen a recount change, a recount where you're talking tens of thousands of ballots. I've never seen those tallies change significantly. Mm. So, I know he's struggling with this because, he feels he rightfully feels robbed on this. But I think he knows that a recount's not going to change this. And unfortunately, it's, I don't know. I don't know what could possibly change the outcome at this point. So.
You'd have to audit. It probably cost him a bit of money to do that, right?
I don't know if there's a legal framework to conduct an audit. And for all the fanfare of that, forensic audit in Arizona, it didn't change anything.
Yeah.
It was kind of like a circus for a couple of weeks, and then it kind of faded away, and then nobody ever heard about it again.
Yeah. But yeah, it is odd. Trump wins the state, and Hovde loses the Senate race. Just
Yeah.
Doesn't jive.
But yeah, I guess, just to kind of wrap that up for, people out there that, look into this stuff, like conservative grassroots, you know, just in my experience, statistical anomalies doesn't mean anything. Math equations mean nothing. Trends, none of that.
Yeah.
Having a stack of names that you think are suspicious that you expect some government official to look into to validate, that's never going to happen. You need to have, here is my gardener who I know is an illegal alien, and here is him voting. Of course, that's usually the Democrats that have the illegal alien gardener, but, that's just, my point is, you need to have the name, you need to have the proof that they shouldn't have voted, and then you need to have the proof that they voted.
Yeah.
And so in this situation, you would need about, 45,000 names where you could definitively prove that.
Yes.
And one of the things that I was always waiting for somebody to show me during the, the investigations of the 2020 race was, here is a street address, here is an address in the polling book that had 400 people vote from it. And here is a picture of that street address in Milwaukee, and it's a vacant lot. That's what I was looking for. That, to me, would have been definitive proof. Mm-hmm. And nobody ever brought it up.